Hi everyone, my name is Rosa Fuentes and today I will be presenting about two things. The first one is the film First They Killed My Father, and the second thing is A Short History of Asia, which is a textbook used in the Introduction to Asian Studies APP 101. To begin with, it's the film First They Killed My Father. You can watch it on Netflix and it came out in 2017. It's about a 5-year-old girl named Luong Ong, which is this girl here on the right. She lived during the Khmer Rouge, whose power overtakes Cambodia in 1975, which is way after the Vietnam War. Throughout the film, there was a lot of terrors and a lot of genocide. Supposedly, there was around 2 million of Cambodians that have died during the Khmer Rouge. My bad, it's pronounced Khmer Rouge. This movie was based on true events. The 5-year-old girl, Ung, was also trained as a child soldier while her 6 siblings were sent to labor camp. It's a movie that is a bit long. It was around 2 hours and 16 minutes. Overall, it was a very sad movie. It was thrilling, and of course, it was about war in Cambodia in the 1970s. Moving on, something that impacted me about this movie is that how children had to go through war, and I asked myself why they would give children guns. Why are children being put in labor camps? Why are children carrying guns? Why were they being influenced to follow a strict regime? Overall, I think children should never be involved, but this film did a good job in portraying Luong's story during this time in 1975, Cambodia. This scene in the film also reminded me of the movie Innocent Voices, where also in El Salvador was going through a civil war and children were also involved. Children were also carrying guns and involved in combat, which is sad, and how children have to go through that in war. This film was also influenced by a book, which was also named the same, First They Killed My Father, by Luong Ong herself, and she is living today. She also helped in the making of this film alongside Angelina Jolie, who was the director of the film. Moving on is A History of Asia, which is a textbook that we're reading in the Introductions to Asian Studies, and it covers the history of Asia and pre-colonial times to the present. And I read between pages 315 to 317, and I found this quote that I find very important to add, and it starts with Lon Nol, who is a general who was defeated and then he fled the country, which left Cambodia in a state of virtual anarchy, which that then turned the 4 years of terror of the communist Khmer Rouge under the leadership of a former school teacher, Salath Sar, who renamed himself as the Pol Pot, and it caused a lot of mass killings. It destroyed 20% of the Cambodian people, nearly all of the educated and professional classes, and Vietnamese majority, about 500,000, in a brutal mass execution. overall, this time of war and communist regime was a huge hit in Cambodia's history, and especially in the 1970s, which relates to the film, portraying the hardships of a young girl going through the communist regime. I have two references, which is the film and the textbook. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.